Ireland in association with Viasat and sanctioned by WBA supervisor Dave Roden from Birmingham, United Kingdom, along with Danish Professional Boxing Federation supervisor Jesper Day Jensen. The three judges scoring this fight on the ringside will be Stanley Christodoulou from South Africa, Dr. Ruben M. Garcia from USA, and Alfredo Polanco from Mexico. Our timekeepers at the bell are Per Storgård and Knut Erik Randbeck. And when the action begins, the man in charge of the actions in the ring is the referee hailing from Puerto Rico. Please welcome Luis Pabon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and millions watching around the world, live and in living color from Herning, Denmark, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing to you first, the fighter on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks trimmed with Danish flag. His official weight, 76.1 kilograms. He joins us with 47 fights, 45 victories, 34 of those coming by way of knockout, against only 2 defeats. Mina Damahel. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is a former WBA and WBC world champion, hailing from Copenhagen, Denmark. Please welcome the challenger, the Viking warrior, Mikkel.
A standing ovation.
And introducing his opponent across the ring, the fighter on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks trimmed with red and white. His official weight, 76.2 kilograms. His record stands at 41 fights, 36 wins, 4 defeats, and 1 bout even, including 25 knockouts. Hailing from Belfast, Northern Ireland, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA Super Middleweight Champion of the world, Brian Magee.
A fabulous clash for the World Super Middleweight title between Ireland's clever and experienced Brian Magee and Denmark's skillful, orthodox and quality operator Mikkel Kessler. Should blend really well on an important night, Glenn, for boxing in Europe and around the world.
Well, certainly it's a good fight, and you got Southpaw Magee trying to make an impression right from the start. I think it's very important for Magee to use his boxing skills. He's very good at that, very experienced in and out, use the movement. Let's see if the Southpaw stance can bother Kessler at all.
A tad clumsy on his way in there, Magee. Tries to get his jab flowing and get hold of the middle of the ring. Got seasoning and so much grit and experience, Magee, fresh off that 5th round knockout defeat of Kessler's friend Rudy Markussen. Good body shot from Magee. Needs to settle well, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Looks a little bit tense at the minute, just snatching with his punches. Kessler's relaxing a bit, and that's a nice long jab.
Kessler was down in his last fight, but stopped Alan Green in 4 in Copenhagen. That was at the light heavyweight limit. Round back down to super middle. Will that be a problem at this stage in his career? Maybe, maybe not. 1 or 2 people have said he's looked drawn during the week, but I thought he looked really good on the scales, Glenn.
Yeah, he did, and he's talked very well. He's confident, and this is, you know, a big homecoming for him. He wants to impress. His only 2 losses were away from home, and I think he feels that he's invincible in Denmark.
Hand speed there from Magee. Might have the edge in that early. Good pinch these first 2 or 3 rounds. That would certainly help. Kessler trying to get behind his jab, which is a potent weapon. Physically strong and has plenty of power as well, Kessler. Never been short in that department. There's very little he does wrong, really, Kessler.
Yeah, very good technically. And he's given Magee plenty of respect in the opening round. He's looking to try and get through with the jab, throwing a few feints.
Good jabs there from Kessler. Short with the right hand. Might be looking for a possible vulnerability in the body of Magee. Was down a number of times, a Lucian Butte. Magee out in Canada. And again, Kessler with a right hand downstairs. There is some gaps there. Magee needs to be careful. Gets his own left back. Good start.
Remember,
World Championship boxing from Herning in Denmark. Nip and tuck first round. Kessler might have got the better.
Yeah, maybe slightly. You know, he's at home and he just finished a little better. A couple of stronger punches, but very little in it.
It's the first defense of this WBA 12-stone belt for Brian Magee. He was elevated after winning the interim version. Complicated situation with Andre Ward, really the WBA champion, but good start to the second by Magee on the front foot, using speed, nice left hand, just trying to befuddle Kessler, who's slightly marked up and has a tendency, Kessler, to cut. Head went in as well there.
Yes, he started this round a little more positively. Magee, I think he feels he's got to take the fight to Kessler. I'm sure they're aware they can't have close rounds. They're not going to steal a decision away from home.
Good body shot from Kessler. Magee is down and really badly hurt, and it's early in the second round, and in the fight he just about gets to his feet, but that was the plan from Kessler, to expose the Magee body. He's brave, he's been up before from body shots, but that looked a sickener.
Carl Froch mentioned that he thought Magee was susceptible to body punches, and it just proves there that he was. Good solid right hand, straight through the middle.
Got a bite on that gum shield, but Kessler knows now the key. The crowd rally behind their hero. He's brave, Magee. He's almost trying to go for broke here. Another body shot gets in.
Well, he's reaching, he's lunging forward, he's walking under those body punches. They took an awful lot out of him.
34 knockouts on Kessler's slate. And a big gulp of air he tries to get in between the gum shield and the right hand, just misses there, Kessler. A minute left of the second. Will Magee survive?
Yeah, he's busting Magee up here. Good solid shots. The mouth is open from Magee. He's trying to keep it together. He's still taking it to Kessler. That might be something of a mistake.
Right hand. And there's just the gaps that Kessler is finding with precision, accuracy. And he wants to make a statement too, doesn't he?
Well, he's got the crowd all clapping. Great atmosphere. And Kessler, wonderful start for Magee. Is still there.
Oh! He really is in a pickle here, Brian Magee.
Well,
headshots too from Kessler.
There was a body shot went in, and then a clash of heads a little bit.
Oh, look at that! Almost went down, turned away, Magee. Referee Louis Pabon takes up the count. Can Magee get through to the bell? It goes. He wearily gets back to his corner. Oh dear, for the Irish fans here in Herning.
Yes, it's all going horribly wrong for Brian Magee. He's been hurt very badly. He's hanging on.
10-7 round.
10-7 round, big round, and Kessler is strong, is confident. The crowd's behind him, and he's really up against it here, Magee. There's that lovely right hand. He took it to the jab to the head, and then slipped the right hand down to the body. There was a body shot, but also a clash of heads.
Don't get anxious. Take your time.
And then that right hand as well.
And turned away there, Magee.
Third round scheduled for 12, but how much more can Brian Magee take? He's just got hold of this WBA belt. Is he going to lose it in his first defense? A right hand to the body, down again. This is so early in the round, and I'm not sure. No, the referee calls it off. A dramatic win for Mikkel Kessler, a four-time world champion. The Danes celebrate. Kessler back in the big time as he blows away Brian Magee with body shots. Well, that sent shockwaves around the sport.
Well, the stadium erupted into noise with that right hand. And he really has done it in style. And there's some big fights out there for Mikkel Kessler, proving that he is still very much at the top of his game.
Some people doubted after the losses to Calzaghe and to Ward how long at the top level Mikkel Kessler will survive. But you know what he said in that interview with Andy Scott earlier in the week, that his friends around him would tell him if he didn't have it, and what he's proved tonight, he most certainly does have plenty. Bring on Ward, bring on Froch again. What a 2013 in store, Glenn.
Well, most definitely a call Froch. I mean, they set up a mega fight there. And, you know, he's still on top power, and what a fight that would be.
I think Carl was saying back in the studio, they spoke earlier, and Carl will want him to fight in Britain. I'm sure Mikkel will want to fight here in Denmark, because he's never lost in Denmark. Froch has never lost in Britain. Where do they go?
Well, I'm sure we would care as long as they get it on. We just want the fight. Let them settle that out. Obviously, Carl would love it in Nottingham, and, you know, fairly maybe he should get that opportunity.
Hunted his prey. Got the weakness right early, Kessler. Knew that really it was a matter of time. And Brian Magee, who deserves so much credit for what he's done in the sport, and he's had a great last 2 or 3 years, but he was up at another notch in class, in levels.
It's been, you know, it's a great career for Brian Magee. He's done fantastically well to get here. He's at a very high level, but every time he's stepped into that major level, he's come unstuck. And, you know, it's a shame, but he's in with a very good fighter. Remember, he did beat Carl Froch.
Reenacting the body shot with the right hand, Mikkel Kessler, all smiles. He's a lovely guy. He's a credit not only to Danish sport, but to boxing all through Europe and the world. A real personality, engaging, and at 33 he's got plenty left in the tank. What of Magee now?
Well, he's failed at the very highest level, but, you know, he's still a good competitor, and, you know, there's still fights out there for him, just coming down a level.
And they're massive fights for this man, Mikkel Kessler, and I bet Carl back home is rubbing his hands. He'll be sorry for Brian Magee, but it's worked out. Froch Kessler could be on next summer. Let's hope so. A destructive win for Kessler in front of his beloved fans as he stops Brian Magee in 3 rounds, quicker than many people expected. But those body shots, crucial.
Yeah, he unlocked the door very early with the right to the body, and he knew straight away that that was the place to go for. That was the weakness that had been spoke of.
His 35th knockout, Kessler, and I'd have thought one of the sweetest at this stage of his career.
Yeah, go shoot that. That's fine.
Magee saying the first one that hit me, that was the one. That first one took everything out of him, and he never recovered from that.
Lovely to hear the respect. No trash talking between the pair beforehand. And afterwards, all friends. Great advert for boxing.
It really is. A couple of great guys, and they've just been in there, give their best, and then they're all friends again. Classy guys.
As is Carl Froch.
It wasn't the same as we started one.
Promoters, get together. Make the rematch happen, please.
Minute Mahal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have time of 24 seconds into round number 3 when our referee in charge, Luis Pabon, steps in and calls a halt to the contest. The winner by TKO and the new WBA Super Middleweight World Champion from Copenhagen, Denmark, the Viking Warrior, Mikkel.